Welcome to the Big Success Show. Today, how to find your why. Brought to you by thefinancialfreedomtool.com. Plenty of money for life.
Tips to be your best with the professor and Mary-Lynn for your big success.
Graduation.
Da, 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 da.
That song just makes me inspired. Just hearing the word or the music.
It is, and it will inspire me for the rest of the day because I won't be able to get it out of my head.
Well, it's graduation season. It's kind of a celebration of a passing, right?
It's a special time of year for you, Professor.
Yes, I guess it is. I'm saying goodbye to a lot of students, unfortunately, but we will keep in touch. But, these young people are now passing into full bore adulthood.
Yeah, time to go out and take on the world and conquer the world,
and
right?
they're ready to do it. You can just see it in their eyes. You can see it in their enthusiasm. You see it in their voice, or hear it in their voice. They've got this new beginning that they're all excited about. Hope for the future.
Yes.
Life is what's that? Life is what's that about?
Oyster, or life is your oyster.
Your life is their oyster.
Absolutely.
Hi, my name's George Kruger, aka the Professor.
And I'm Mary-Lynn. And what we love about commencement, in addition to just all of that excitement, is the amazing commencement speeches that we get to hear year after year.
And they inspire us, they challenge us. And no matter what your age, it seems like there's nuggets of wisdom in all of these speeches.
Because spring brings a newness for all of us, whether you're a graduate or not. Spring brings new possibilities. And some of the commencement speeches that we absolutely love, we link to in the show notes from this podcast today. One of our all-time favorites, Tom Hanks, back in 2011 at Yale, he talked about fear and faith and success.
Yes, and Harry Potter author J.K. Rowling talked about the power of imagination to the Harvard class of 2008.
And we were very inspired by a speech this year, 2019, at the University of Illinois.
The best school in the world.
By a man that you know.
Yes, Larry Gies, who's the CEO of Madison Industry, the founder. Also, he and his wife are the biggest donors to our university in its history. $150 million he gave, and he gave a wonderful...
At the college where you teach, the College of Business.
Yes, in fact, it's now called the Gies College of Business, after Larry and his wife.
And Larry's been speaking to your class for, 25 years?
He's been speaking to my class for, just like 25 years or more.
Those of you who are just getting to know us, George teaches entrepreneurial finance at the University of Illinois. And so it was always special before when Larry would come to your class.
Yes, it was.
But since the donation...
it's sheer madness. Larry's a celebrity on our campus. So here's the thing, I guess. We think we're biased, of course. We think the University of Illinois is the best school in the world. We think Larry Gies gave the best commencement speech ever in the history of the world. And we wanted to share that with you today. We're going to talk about 3 lessons on finding your why.
So lesson number 1, Larry says, connect the dots.
Yeah, so if you think about your education and your experience, you are a unique human being. Nobody probably has that same set exactly of education and experience. And Larry refers to this during his when he talks to my class. He also talks about this very thing, connecting the dots, and it comes from a Steve Jobs quote at another commencement address to the graduating class of Stanford in 2005, and it's generally regarded as like the best commencement speech of all time. Second now to this one, of course. So second to Larry. But the point is, Steve Jobs makes a really, really important point. And that is, you can't connect the dots looking forward. You can only connect them looking backward. So you see, we can't look into our future and predict what these dots are doing. We have to look to the past and see what paths are leading to kind of a point of convergence. And that's where you find your why.
And your higher purpose, right?
Absolutely, yes. So to finding your why, which leads to the question, what is your destiny leading you to? And the underlying element of all of these things, if you're going to truly find meaning and happiness, is how are you going to serve others?
And coming up a technique to help you find your why that you probably won't like, but it is effective. That's after a word from our sponsor, the Financial Freedom Tool.
Do you stress over money? Who doesn't? Let the Financial Freedom Tool ease your mind by pinpointing opportunities to improve your financial picture. Take control so you feel empowered to move ahead with confidence. Learn more at financialfreedomtool.com.
We're sharing words of wisdom from the 2019 commencement speech from Larry Gies at the University of Illinois. And lesson number 2 from Larry is, this sounds so dark, write your eulogy.
Oh boy, can't wait for that one, right?
Yeah, no.
But it is really a useful exercise. And actually, Larry did this with senior members of his team. And they were able to determine that their why wasn't what they probably thought it would have been. This is also just for point of reference. People, if you remember 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, Stephen Covey, habit number 2 says, begin with the end in mind. And he suggests recalling or thinking about your eulogy as kind of one of the ways to begin with the end in mind.
So what do you want to be known for?
That's exactly it. That's the question. And here's what Larry says he and his team discovered. They had produced amazing returns on investments to their investors over the years, but it wasn't fulfilling. And Larry said he reached a point in business where he had done so many wonderful things, so many great things. His employees love him. They've got just a great attitude towards people and business, the kind of attitude we wish more of our CEOs had. And yet, at the same time, personally, he was feeling unfulfilled. And that's why he took his senior team on a trip, on a retreat, and asked them this question, or asked them to write their eulogy. And, for all of us, we tend to talk about money so much, and money is an important part of our life. But the thing is, if it's all about money, man, that's a dead end. It's just a recipe for unfulfillment.
Right. Well, you think about it, if people write that, well, you were very wealthy and you were very successful in business, and then it just stops there. Yeah. Because even with Larry, he's wealthy, yes, successful in business, but also he and his wife have been mentoring kids in tough schools and tough neighborhoods for a number of years. Before they could give money, they gave their time. Exactly. So, and that's what, when you think about a lot of people, when you read their obituaries or when you read about them or they're being honored at a retirement, it's about the things that they did for their community in addition to the great things they did for their company or professionally. It's the things that they do outside of that. That's what makes us full. That's what makes us whole. Yes. And I think here's the thing that we want to emphasize. Money follows. Money follows good actions. And so, don't just think about the money. Don't just set money goals. Don't just think, okay, I've got this fixed amount I got to save for my retirement. Don't live your life waiting for 40 years to pass by or 30 years to pass by before you can start providing service to others. What will make you feel fulfilled today? That's the question to ask yourself. What will make you feel fulfilled today? And then don't wait your whole life waiting to get to it, waiting to find your meaning. Find your why and do it now. And that leads us to lesson number 3 from Larry's commencement speech. Don't expect it to be easy. I've heard Larry talk a number of times, and I've heard, I never heard this part before. He really said it well, probably better than we can say it, Mary-Lynn, but he says that just because you find your why, it doesn't mean it will all be easy. Why? Why? Exactly. Why not, right? So easier, that's right, the thing. It's going to be easier. You've got your direction. You know why you're doing the things that you're doing. Yes. So that helps you when the waves get rough, right? Absolutely right. So I think, and that's what a lot of people don't realize. We talk about finding your passion. Here we're talking about finding your why. So instead of finding your passion, finding your what. This is all about finding your why. And I think a lot of people don't realize the distinction between the two. Finding your passion, that's great. But the thing is, passion can be kind of fleeting. And passion sometimes romanticizes things. Passion sometimes looks in from the outside, whereas purpose is coming from a deep well within you. And that purpose is what keeps you pushing forward toward big success. And that brings us to our big takeaway. Passion provides the spark. Purpose keeps the fire burning. Ooh, that flame is hot. We thank you so much for listening to the show today. And until next time, here's to your big success.
Tips to be your best with the Professor and Mary-Lynn for your big success.
Find big success at biggsuccess.com.